Thank you, Abhishek, for joining the call today. It's a pleasure meeting you, e-meeting you basically. so I understand that you recently moved to Germany, and you are an expert in Germany's calling group, and you have been helping people. And also, you shared your experience about, recently finding a job in Germany and moving to Germany. So I would like to understand more about your experience and the whole process that you followed in order to get a job in Germany. But before moving there, I would like to get a short introduction of yourself so that our audience knows who we are talking to and who is this person named Abhishek, who is our guest today.
Sure, Anup. Thanks for this opportunity for having me here and for this conversation with you. Yeah, I think I joined Germany's calling few months back, maybe almost a year now. But yeah, so just to introduce myself, I have around 17 years of IT experience and I come from the city of Hyderabad. So I was based there. I have experience in various domains banking, retail, data warehousing, and yeah, currently I'm working on automobile domain. So I've worked with multiple companies during this span of 17 years. So not too many, but yeah, I think first it was Infosys, then Capg, and now with currently working for Carrier. So my office is in Ingolstadt, but I'm staying in Erlangen, which is a good 1.5 hours by public transport.
Many Indians in Erlangen, right? I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, you will find many.
Yeah,
True.
I was in Erlangen for quite some time, for
Hmm.
I think 5, 6 months. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. So let's move on to the next question. So we would like to understand, when did you decide to move to Germany, and what were the reasons behind choosing Germany? And did you also consider some other countries when you were making the decision of moving to a different country other than India?
Uh, I've been to quite a few countries, but in 2016, I got the opportunity to uh, be on deputation in Germany. So I was working with Infosys then, and I got the opportunity to come to Germany and work from here. So I spent a good 3 years already between 2016 and 2019. So we kind of integrated very well here, my family especially, my kid, my wife, and myself. So we were trying for extension, but due to some reason it did not work out and we had to go back. So that was kind of the trigger that
Mm.
okay, there are differences. I mean, both places, India and Germany, they have their own pros and cons, but yeah, the quality of life, the surroundings, the nature of people, I mean, yeah, education, you say. So things we kind of liked it here. So we thought that okay, let's try. But yeah, once I went back, COVID struck. I was giving some interviews. Then I even had an offer after moving back.
Mhm.
So, but due to COVID, it all got messed up.
Mm.
But yes, I kept trying. I applied for many companies. There were innumerable rejections, but finally something worked out.
So did you apply to those companies when you were in Germany, or after moving
No,
back to India?
after going back,
Oh, okay.
I was kind of hopeful that my extension would happen, but yeah, even till the last day, there was some hope, but things did not actually materialize.
Okay. Understood. So how long it's been that you are in Germany after the initial period? So yeah.
So I was in Germany for 3 years, as I mentioned, 2016
Okay.
uh, December till 2019 December. Then I went back, and just Feb end I came back. Feb 23 this year I
Okay.
came back to
So it's
Germany.
been
So
just
it's a good
one
three
and a half, two
years.
months. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1.5, just over a month in fact.
Okay. Understood. So yeah, I mean, considering both your previous experience staying in Germany and also the recent 2 months, how is Germany so far? So I think you already touched upon that topic, that your family and you yourself, you all liked staying in Germany. But would you like to, go a bit deeper into what are the things that you like in Germany, and how is it going so far with your family, basically here?
I mean, to get into a bit deeper, see, I mean, we have been to various places. We like nature. I mean, especially if you ask me, me and my wife, we go hiking and camping, all those things. I mean, we did that all last time. And these kind of opportunities are not plenty in India.
Mm.
I mean, you just cannot freely roam around without being a bit scared that okay, something might go wrong. Things can go wrong here as well. That's obviously there, but yeah, the chances of it is slightly lower. So we used to just go. I mean, I'm currently staying beside a canal, so we go for daily walks, runs. I mean, the weather is not so good for running right now, but yeah, we used to go for that, and probably in few weeks we might even start running again as well. So from that perspective, plus we stay in a very small town. It's not very crowded. Erlangen is you just have one mall,
Yeah,
so
I
there is
know.
not much to do. So if
Yeah.
you are fond of nature, some forests and all, then yes, this is a reasonably good place. Plus, we have a good number of Indians as well. So in terms of
Mm.
support, it's okay. You are not like in a completely alien place where nobody talks to you or understands you. And on top of it, my son is also a chess player. So he plays for the local club.
Mhm.
And due to that, we have made many local friends as well. So, yeah, I mean, that was the point that when I mentioned we integrated quite well. So, these were the few things I think I
Nice,
would say that we find pretty good here.
nice.
And weather as well. It gets reasonably cold.
Yeah.
And yeah, Hyderabad is very, very hot. So, weather wise, also, we like this place.
So you like the more colder climate, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we prefer
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think most of the South Indians prefer cold climate because they have been used to living in the hot climate, right? So
I mean,
we
there are
don't
who
want to
cannot
spend
bear
our
it.
rest of the life in in a hot climate country. Yeah, makes
True.
sense. Yeah, so let's move a bit towards your professional experience and the domain that you're working on, and also your previous experiences. So, if you could touch upon your past experiences on
Hmm.
what all things you have worked on. I'm not asking as an interviewer; it's just as
No,
a
no, it's
casual talk where you can talk about maybe the companies that you worked with and maybe some projects that you worked on, and also the domain that you are currently working on. And if you would like to share the company name where you're currently working, I mean, you don't have to share, but yeah, you're
Mhm.
free to do that.
Okay. So I started off as a Java developer
Ah,
way back in 2005. So, and I joined Infosys then as a Java developer, and I was working in banking domain. So we used to have a, banking software which we used to customize and implement at client locations. So, and in first 10 years, I worked for various banks, both national as well as international. And I also had the opportunity to travel to some of the uh, countries abroad, one of them being the Caribbean. Some of the Caribbean islands also I visited. UK I visited. So yeah, I did get some opportunity initially in my career as well. And then I uh, switched to a different domain. So it was then retail. I was then started doing some projects for one of the sporting giants. Okay, I mean a German sporting giant, you can
mhm.
say.
Yeah.
So, and during that period, I also got the opportunity to come to Germany on deputation. So that was the reason I got introduced. Initially, I mean, we did hear from people that Germans are not so friendly or things like that, but I think our experience has been very good so far. So we really liked the way people treat and all. And so that was a good 3 year period where I did quite a few projects for this German client. And yeah, then I had to go back. So then COVID struck. We moved to a different domain due to some ramp downs that happened in my existing projects. And then I was exposed to, uh, I did some other projects and then I quit Infi. So that was a good 15 plus
Mm.
years of my career that I had worked for Infosys. I was part of Infosys family. Then I switched to Capgemini, where I was introduced to a completely new domain. I did projects for various US clients, and I was kind of doing projects in the data warehousing and business intelligence domain. All this while, I was also trying in parallel to get some opportunity here, even in my companies as well. I was trying to see if I can get hold of some project or account which allows me or gives me the opportunity to move back to Germany. But yeah, things did not go as expected, and I kept trying in parallel. I mean, there were more than 70, 80 companies to which I had applied in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
I have a proper tracker wherein like I used to keep a track. Okay, when I applied, whether I got any response, first round, second round, rejected, whatever. So I have a good track of where all I've applied, and I also have some potential employers who where I would have applied if this would not have clicked. So yeah, I mean, while being in Capgemini, I did clear a couple of other interviews as well. Uh, but yeah, one of the company did not roll out the offer, although all the negotiations were done. But yeah, the offer never came. And yeah, this one. So finally, I joined Carrier. So it's a company which makes software for automobiles.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I got the offer sometime towards the end of last year, and they also supported me with the visa process and all. Maybe I think we can get into more details at a later point in
Yeah.
time.
Which is
But
going
yeah.
to be my next question about the visa process. But yeah, you can
Yeah.
finish this one.
So I've joined as a senior product owner. So
Mhm.
yeah, I will be handling few of the services for cars, and yeah, that's about my journey uh, from India, starting my career till now.
Understood. That's quite a journey, right? So I spent around 15 years in Infosys, and then yeah, it's hard to leave a company where you have spent around 15 to 16 years. I mean, I can
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, so you said you come from Hyderabad, right? And you might have already applied. You might have applied for your visa in Hyderabad as well.
Mhm.
So, would you like to walk us through the process of applying for a visa and how much time it took you for to get the actual visa in hand? And
Mhm.
also, if you would like to touch upon just the expenses that was, I mean, the money that you had to spend for getting the visa. So just about the
Mhm.
visa, not the whole thing. So
Sure,
we have a
sure.
separate question for that.
Okay. Uh, so previously, when I came to Germany back in 2016, we had to go to the embassy in Chennai, the German
Ah,
embassy in Chennai, to apply, and that was all done by the company itself. I mean, through my employer, Infosys, because I was on deputation. This time, since I got a contract directly with a German company, I had to do things on my own.
yeah.
But the good part is, I mean, the company had arranged for a relocation agency who would also support with the visa process. So they arranged for all the translation of my documents, my degree, my kid's birth certificate, our marriage certificate. All the translations were taken care of. They had sent it to us, and all the required documents also we got via the agency. This company did everything, and the agency supported us
Mhm.
with that. Now this time around, it was slightly different because we did not have to go all the way to Chennai from Hyderabad. We now have VFS centers
Yeah.
in multiple cities. That is good, but yeah, there are some challenges as well. Uh, I mean, so I kind of, I mean, I will also maybe explain what issues I faced during my visa journey. Okay.
Sure.
So so currently how it works is you have to get added to the VFS wait list. You just cannot go into the site and book an appointment for blue card and
Mm.
everything is good. So you have to get added to a wait list. And one fine day, the you will get an email that okay, the slots have opened. Then you can book a slot and go to the VFS center on that particular day, submit your documents, pay the fee, and that's it. So I think on November 3rd, I got myself added, and I was checking quite frequently. November 28th, my application vanished.
Okay.
So, and my joining was on 1st of Feb.
Mm.
I had to join a report here in office in Germany on 1st of Feb. So I got myself added on November 3rd. November 28th, my application vanished. And we made n number of calls to the VFS customer support, but it was of no use, absolutely no use. I don't know, maybe what I did was I created a blue card application. I also added dependents in that. Maybe it was because of that some technically something went wrong,
Mm.
and all of a sudden after 3 weeks the application vanished. So the customer support suggested that you get yourself added again, and this time I added only myself because they told that the family can walk in with you. So I
Okay.
just added myself, and luckily this time the application did not vanish. And my wife also joined some Facebook groups for where people of in similar situation are kind of connecting and trying to help each other out.
Mhm.
So we also had met someone who had a very similar experience, and then we were in touch. Then one day, late one evening, I we got a call that the slots have opened up. I think that was December 19th, and we checked. It was around 10:45 p.m. We checked. Okay, yes, we also had received that email. So immediately I booked the slot. I booked the slot for Jan second week because we had the Christmas holidays starting up and there were no slots available. So Jan second week we got our appointment, and all three of us we walked in. We arranged all the documents. We got all the documents from the company. We prepared all the files as per the checklist that was there in the VFS website, and we also took the premium service for VFS. So we paid some extra money so that they would support us with if there's anything missing or whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
So we went on in January second week, and yeah, we were made to sit in a nice small cabin lounge kind of. And then a person came. He kind of started going through the applications. This is not needed. This is not needed. He took away out half the papers, and he prepared one set, and then he asked us to prepare one more set, and similarly for my family as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I think uh, just ensure that, I mean, at least for the dependents, please ensure that your spouse's 10th certificate, 12th certificate, and degree, they should be there. I mean, that person even took that out, but we kind of insisted that you please have it. It is there in the checklist.
Mm.
So it is not that the VFS guy is always right. So please
Okay.
ensure that you don't miss out on any important document, or else things will get delayed,
Mm. Okay.
right?
Understood.
Because again, the embassy will come back stating that, okay, you this is missing or this have to be verified, then you have to pay additional money. So yeah, just to be on the safer side. Uh, so yeah, I think Jan 9th was the day when we submitted our application, hoping that in 2 weeks we will get our visa, but that did not happen. There was absolutely no communication from the embassy. I think Jan 29th, we got a communication that we had initially taken the travel insurance only for 3 months and they want it for 6 months.
Okay.
So that again delayed. So immediately I booked for additional 4 months because my travel date, I initially planned to travel on Jan 27 so that I could join on 1st of Feb, but it was already Jan 29. So I took additional 4 months of travel insurance for all three of us and I submitted it. Then in 2, 3 days, I got my visa with the revised entry date. So they asked me, what is your revised entry date or joining date? I told them it would be probably around 15th, but yeah, later the company told me that they have the joining or onboarding only on first of every month. So
Mm.
my joining got delayed by a month. I got my visa on 2nd of Feb.
Okay.
So yeah, I was without any job for almost 1.5 month.
But I'm
But
sure
yeah,
you enjoyed that period.
yes. I mean, if we get some timely communication, then it becomes more enjoyable, or else there are
Mm.
very, you get anxious as well.
Yeah, that's true. But just for our information, so you said you applied to the VFS office in Hyderabad, but do we have a consulate in Hyderabad?
No, no. So they sent the application to Chennai
To Chennai. Okay.
because
Mm.
ultimately that is where the visa stamping happens.
Okay, got it. Okay, so the next one is around the whole topic of, visa application or also moving to Germany. So how much money you had to spend in the whole process? So starting from, I would say, job search to landing in Germany.
So my resume was not in a very good shape initially. I think that is close to 3 years back, and much before then I joined Germany's calling. So I spent few thousand, I think 3 or 4 thousand rupees with professional writers. There are companies who write, who improve your CV and make it look more professional. So I did spend few bucks there, and they did give me a couple of CVs. With they also updated my LinkedIn profile and cover letter, everything they gave. I tried for quite some time, but yeah, I did not. Nothing was clicking. Then I also reached out to one of the consultants in Germany. I mean, so he charged another 200 euros. So he further improved my resume, and he also shared a list of companies which where I mean where English speaking jobs are available, and how to search for jobs. He also created a Zinc profile for me, and yeah, there was some support that he gave as well. And after that, I think I got few calls, and I also joined then Germany's calling. So yeah, I kept listening from experiences of other folks, how they are doing,
Mm.
how much struggle it is, rejections and all those things. So yeah, that also helped me a lot. So that okay, it's not like the end of the road. One rejection is not the end of the road. So you have to keep trying and not give up. So yeah, I just kept trying, and this tracker also, this guy gave that okay, let's do it in a more proper formalized way. So you keep a track of what all companies you've applied, what all roles you have applied, when you have applied, whether you have received any response or not, all such things, and how you should go around networking on LinkedIn, try to see if somebody is ready to help with referrals. So yeah, I did spend a good amount of energy subsequently, and on a daily basis, in fact, I was spending at least 1 to 2 hours looking for jobs, trying to network with people, and applying as well.
Mm.
So yeah, got few calls and managed to crack one of it.
Yeah. Regarding the expense part, so you said you paid
Mhm.
money for the resume preparation, but other than that,
Yes.
you applied for the visa. That might
Okay.
have
So
incurred some
visa,
cost.
I think in INR, I paid around 22 or 25,000, including the premium service, because the
Mm.
visa fee is I think 75 euros for an adult and 37.5 euros for a child.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we paid some 6-7 thousand extra for the premium services of VFS.
Okay.
We are
And
supposed to
then,
get regular communication, but that
uh-huh.
did not happen.
Yeah, so the premium service was not really a premium service.
Just a lounge, you sit there, have some juice and chips, and
Okay,
somebody will support you with the file. That's it.
understood. Yeah, I mean, once you get the visa, then you had to book the flights and also the insurance part, right? So you said you had to extend your insurance for 6 months.
Yes, I think I paid close to 20 plus thousand rupees for insurance
Okay.
because I had to do it in two installments, right?
Mm-hmm.
First was 3 months, that cost me around 10,000 rupees. Then another 4 months I took, which cost me 12,000 rupees. So
Okay.
just uh, maybe this can be one of the notes for all the folks who are trying. If you are submitting an application, please take a 6 month insurance to be on the safer side to avoid any delays or harassment.
Mm. And what about the scenario where you kind of take just a travel insurance for say 2 weeks, and then you also submit a confirmation from the German insurance company saying that your insurance starts from first of the month you are starting your employment?
I am not very sure. You can try that out if they accept it, well and good.
Yeah. Because I remember when I
Because
applied, I did that way. So I just took two to
uh-huh.
3 weeks of travel insurance, and I
Mhm.
also had a confirmation letter from TK,
Yes.
the insurance company from Germany, which
Uh-huh.
stated that from this particular day my insurance starts. So yeah, so that basically worked.
Yeah, probably I did not have that clarity that I could go ahead and apply
Mm,
for German insurance, and yeah,
yeah, yeah,
so that
understood.
is also one of the options that might work. Yeah,
Yeah, understood.
it will save you
And
some money.
yeah, definitely. But so once you get the visa and the travel insurance and everything is clear, then you had to book for the flights, or did you book the flights before that?
No, only once I got my visa, I booked the flights.
Okay. And then how much money you had to spend there?
So what I did was my final destination city or town was Erlangen, but I did a stopover at Munich. So I booked through Emirates. I spent close to 1,35,000 for three of us. So Hyderabad, Dubai, and Dubai to Munich
Mhm.
via Emirates. And then in Munich, we booked a hotel because we, we started at 10 a.m. from India, and we landed in Munich at around 7:30 German time, which is a good 12 p.m. I mean 12
Yeah.
a.m. midnight. So we thought it will be very difficult to take the train at that time and then go all the way to Erlangen. So we thought that we'll do a stopover. We stayed near Munich airport in a hotel overnight, and the next day we took the train to Erlangen. And then we had booked a hotel for there as well for 2 nights, and then we moved into the temporary accommodation.
Okay.
So
Understood.
all this money uh, I have I had paid, but yeah, part of it I would get reimbursed from the company, the flight fee and the visa fee,
Mm.
some of the initial accommodations also. I should be getting it.
Okay. To just give a high level value to or a number to our viewers, I just wanted to ask you that how much money do you think a person should have before he is planning to move to Germany,
See,
considering the
again,
first month expense as well?
hmm, I would say 5 to 6,000 euros.
Okay, which in INR would be around 6 lakhs or
Yes,
five to six
because
lakhs.
yeah, that is because I mean I'm also saying that you will be doing some shopping back in India
Yeah.
and all those things. So yeah, I think 5 to 6 lakhs is a bare minimum that you should have,
Yeah.
because once you land here, it's not that you will be getting the money reimbursed immediately. It will take
That's
some
true.
time,
Mhm.
and also you cannot stay in hotel for very long time unless your company is uh, giving it to you or paying for it. So I mean, so we had to actually look for temporary accommodation. So you have to make a deposit there as well, security caution deposit, and first month's rent. So since we knew people in Erlangen, it was uh, somewhat easier for us. But yeah, in different cities or big cities, it might be a different case. Again, even the cost might vary from city to city. If
Yeah.
you're going to maybe Berlin or Munich, maybe you should factor in another couple of thousand euros.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing the experience and also the amount that you had to spend out of your pocket. But then I think most of it you'll get reimbursed, right? At least the flight charges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Flight,
that's a relief.
visa. Yes. That
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah. Then let's discuss more about the language part of it. So, I mean, everyone who's planning to move to Germany, their
Mhm.
most concerning thing is the language part. So
Mhm.
they know that Germany is a country where English is not something that's common, and they also understand that German is something that they have to learn before coming to Germany if they want to, integrate with the society and the culture. So, what is your experience from staying in Germany for more than 3 years now? And what do you think? Should someone who is coming from India, should they start learning German before they even, get a job? Or do you think it's fine to, come to Germany and then start learning German once you are here?
I believe it is always good if you can speak the local language, because people will be more appreciative, or even if you can't speak it properly, they would be more open and welcoming you. I mean, it's not like if you speak English, then they won't. But yeah, we have seen the difference when we try to speak German and the response that we get from the other person. So they reciprocate very well. So coming to knowing German, my first stint here, the first 3 years, I had no knowledge of German. Okay, because I was the company wherein I was doing projects. It was very diverse. We had people from all over the world.
Hmm.
Okay, so English was the main language that was spoken there. Okay, so we did not, I mean, at least I did not face any problem. But yeah, my kid was going to a German school. He picked up the language, and my wife also did some B1 course from here. Once I went back, and when we felt that, okay, we need to come back. So in order to increase my chances, I did a B1 uh, from India. But yeah, you don't get to practice much. So it's all rusty. But yes, I could put it on my CV that I can speak, understand German. So I'm not sure if that helped. But yeah, in my current company, since it's more of software, so English works primarily. But yes, when you have to interact with the business folks who are part of some other parent companies, they are mostly in German. But yeah, if you tell them that you don't speak very well, then they also don't mind switching to English. So, but yes, I have started putting in the effort to revise and start speaking as well, because that will help me in the long run.
Hmm. And do you use German on a day-to-day basis in your company or outside of your work life?
Uh, Not much. I mean, a little bit I can speak. So let's say if I go to supermarket or maybe in bus, I can do small conversations that, okay, I need this or I need that, or how much do I pay? How much does it cost? These kind of things I can converse. But in the company in office, it is not so simple. I mean, the
Yeah,
vocabulary requirement is much higher.
yeah.
So there are folks, I mean, when people talk in German, I just try to see what all words I can pick up and make sense out of it. But yes, I am still not at that level wherein I can fluently speak German.
Hmm. Understood. Then let's move on to the expense part of living in Germany. So you have been in only in Erlangen so far, right? So, or
Mhm.
okay. So in Erlangen, just to get your idea of, how you were staying in Hyderabad and now in Erlangen. So what do you think is the difference when it comes to the cost of living, and which items do you think are costly here? So I know the topmost item is the rent, of course. But other than that, right? So just to give an idea to all the Indian job seekers who are planning to make their move to Germany, what are the things that are expensive in Germany, which they might have to kind of reconsider before they make their plan or the move to Germany, basically.
Okay. As you rightly mentioned, rent is one aspect which will eat up a good amount of your salary. And I think electronics is relatively more expensive as compared to India. Okay, so let's be it smartphone or television or any such thing or camera, you can find it relatively cheaper back in India. And human support. So in India, you can hire maids, cooks, but yeah, here it is very, very, very expensive. I think they charge on an hourly basis, and it can go up to 40-50 euros for an hour, which is a huge amount.
Mm.
So if at all you think that you will need support with certain things, or you might not be able to do all this on your own, then you should think through how you're going to manage, because you just cannot go out and hire a maid here
Mm.
or a cook here. Things are expensive on that front,
Yeah.
very
I don't know
expensive.
if even a maid or a cook exists in Germany. I've never seen anyone.
I mean, I don't know as well, but yeah, if you have deep pockets, then people
Mm.
you might find someone.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, but on a very high level, how much do you kind of spend on a monthly basis in INR, or also euro is fine, for a family of four in Erlangen?
I think for a family of three, I don't know as yet because we are still living in temporary accommodation right now.
Okay.
Probably next month I will be moving in. By this month, and I will move to the permanent accommodation. I found a bigger apartment, so I think rent is you can say around 9,000, including electricity and internet. 1,000 euros is the rent for me,
You mean
plus
1,000 euros monthly is the,
1,000 euros.
is that the warm or the cold rent?
Uh, it is the warm rent.
Warm rent, yeah. Mhm.
I got a two-room apartment, two Zimmer.
Okay.
Okay, and plus groceries, and I think 500-600 is a good amount for
Mhm.
that. Yeah, I think insurance and all those things would or anyways get deducted from your
Yeah.
salary. So
Mhm.
I still don't know how much will I receive because I'm yet to get my first salary.
Okay.
So I might not be able to give you the exact figures right now as to what is the overall expense. But yeah, I think around 2,000 euros I would consider as expenditure in general. Maybe
Mhm.
some travels, short travels, trips here and there.
Yeah.
I think it should be doable within 2,000 euros, at least for
Okay.
me.
Understood. And your son is going to a public school, right? So in that case, it's
Yes,
kind of completely free, I believe.
free.
Yeah.
I think I also need to apply for Kindergeld, so
Yeah. Yeah.
that is also there.
Mhm. Understood. So for the viewers, so Kindergeld is basically the money that the government pays you every month if you have a child under 18 years of age, I think. Until the child
Yes,
attains 18 years, you get the money basically.
yeah, I think it's a good, reasonably good amount.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Then, what do you think are the differences when it comes to, the quality of life uh, between India and Germany? So you spent quite good amount of time back in India, right? In Hyderabad.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
don't know if you spent some time in other cities of India as well.
Yes.
But on a very high level, so compare the lifestyle back in India versus the lifestyle here in Germany. What are the major differences that you see?
Uh, I somehow, I mean, again, there are pros and cons of each of the places. I mean, India, especially the food, right? Uh, the variety of food and all those things, it's good. It's very vast there because I've stayed
Hmm.
in Delhi, I've stayed in Bengal, I've stayed in Hyderabad. So I have tasted foods from various places, right? North Indian, South Indian, Bengali food, all those things I've tasted. So I think food wise, I think India is much, much better. Here, the food is, I mean, yeah, we do cook at home Indian food, but if you go out, it's, yeah, it's not so, it's, you don't have too many spices out here. It's more or less
That's true.
plain. Okay, so that's one difference. But overall quality of living, I find it good here. Quality of living, I would also include education here. I mean, the way kids are, I mean, in school and all, there is no much pressure. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, every 6 weeks, I think they have some holidays. But in India, even on Saturdays, my son used to have school at, I mean, in some of the Saturdays.
Hmm.
They daily used to get homework. He used to spend 1 to 2 hours doing homework on his own. Here, it's comparatively a bit more relaxed. They don't put too much pressure. But again, parents have their own perception that the kid is not learning much here. So
Yeah.
yeah, it again varies from parent to parent. I cannot uh, give a generalistic statement there. Quality of food, water, air, I somehow find that better here. I mean, air quality, water quality, I find good. I find it nice here. And I mean, the place where we stay, it's relatively peaceful, not too many people. It is crowded, but still, as compared to Hyderabad, there it is nothing.
Nice.
I'm
Yeah,
yet
I
to
was in
get a
Erlangen
driving
for
license.
6 months. I
Mhm.
still remember the place where I used to get the bus. I think it was called, the building was called Gerhard Hauptmann or something.
GH, Gerhard Hauptmann
Yes.
Straße.
Yeah, I was in one of those buildings on the
Mhm.
19th floor.
Mhm.
Yeah. Perfect. Then I think the next question is somewhat related to the previous one. So I just wanted to basically understand the cultural shocks when you came to Germany for the first time, right? So now you already know about Germany, right? So
Yeah.
it's not a shock anymore. But
Mhm.
what are shocks that an Indian who is planning to move to Germany should expect? Or I mean, when someone expects, it's not a shock anymore. But just to give a high level overview of what all things are really different from India and what all things a person who is coming from India might face as a cultural shock for the first time.
I think the biggest shocker would be that Sundays are quiet days. Everything is closed.
Yeah.
You cannot even discard a bottle of wine in the dustbin. You are not supposed to do that. Somebody can complain against you, I think, because it's a
Hmm.
quiet day. You are not allowed to make any noise. I think
Understood.
that was the biggest difference that we observed. Other than that, I think cultural, I mean, I don't know, but we never felt that kind of shock. Okay, yeah, people do whatever they want. It's fine. I mean, it's their life. There are not too many restrictions out here. Because there, it is like, okay, you have everyone around to point out, okay, you should not do it this way or do it that way. I mean, here, everyone is chilled out.
Hmm.
They do things their own way, the way they want. So nobody to kind of question them every now and then. But everyone, mostly people try to follow the rules. That is a good thing because I think, let's say for example, I mean, if I've been to Oktoberfest few times, but yeah, it is not like people will start misbehaving with you.
Hmm.
But I cannot imagine the same back in India.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
that's different. I mean, people do things, but generally they stay in limits. I mean, there will be exceptions for sure. Mishaps happen, but yeah, in general, I think we did not have any bad experience so far.
Nice. Then let's move back to the history of where Abhishek comes from. So, what is
Mhm.
your background and where did you kind of did your schooling and where were you born, basically? And then, if you would like to go a bit further in the history and just let us know where you come from and also some interesting facts about you, if you have any, and what are your hobbies, maybe, just to give a
Uh,
personal touch to this discussion.
sure. So I am Punjabi, but born and brought up in Bengal. So I did my entire schooling from a small town. There's a place called Rishra in the Howrah Hooghly district. So I
Mm.
did my schooling from there. Mm, Yeah, I think after school, my parents relocated to Delhi, from where I did my college. Engineering I did from Indraprasth University. So
Mhm.
I did my BTech in electronics and communication engineering. So which I don't use currently or have not used in past 17, 18 years. And after that, yeah, I got selected by campus placement in Infosys and joined in Mysore. And post that, I was posted in Hyderabad. So that is how Hyderabad became my home, kind of. So gradually, we all relocated with my family to Hyderabad. I had few opportunities to travel abroad to some of the Caribbean countries and also UK.
Mhm.
And yeah, I also got the opportunity to travel to Germany. And what else? I like to cycle a lot. I also do a bit of photography. I do running a bit, hiking, and yeah, I wish to do half marathon at least someday. I mean, when we were back here in Germany the last time, me and my wife participated in a competition called 100 Days of Running. So we had to run 2 kilometers every day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did only 76 days.
Mm.
And yeah, my wife did all the entire 100 days. She ran at least 2 kilometers every single day consecutively.
Okay.
There were days we
That's quite
even went 10,
interesting.
15 kilometers, but yeah, I'm yet to touch the half 20K mark. So I need to start again.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing all that information. Yeah, then towards the end of this discussion, so I think the most valuable piece of information that we can get from you is some tips and tricks about people who are willing to move to Germany, how they can apply to jobs, and are there any tricks to kind of shorten the period of looking for a job, and are there ways to improve their resumes or yeah, so in general, all the tips that you can give them basically.
Okay, based on my experience, I think gradually whatever I've learned. So the key thing is uh, have a, I mean, if possible, spend some money. I mean, if you can do it yourself, very well and good if you have a good CV, but mine was not in a good shape. So I had to reach out to some professionals to have a CV in a decent shape.
Hmm.
I think that is the most basic thing that you should do. Plus, when you're applying for companies in Germany, along with the CV, you will also need a cover letter. So these two things, if you can get them professionally written, that would somehow increase your chances. So you have to ensure that you customize the cover letter for each and every company. Don't just
Hmm.
have a standard text and which you just send out to every other company.
Yeah, this is a piece of advice that every person who moved to Germany gives because I think this is really important when you apply to jobs.
Yes, cover letter is, I mean, this is what I have learned.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even the consultant whom I had engaged with in Europe to enhance my CV and help me with certain things, he also told me the same thing. So, you have a standard text, but you have to customize it to the role you are
Hmm.
applying, to the company you are applying.
Yeah.
So, you have to keep those things in mind. I did initially goof up in that. So, but yeah, later I learned and I fixed it. Plus, you need to identify which role you are targeting. Okay, what is the position or role that you want to apply to? And accordingly, ensure that you keep enhancing your CV. Keep doing certifications because they add a lot of value. Okay,
Understood.
so ensure you do certifications. I mean, nowadays there are companies who have tie-ups with Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, so you utilize those opportunities and even Scrum certifications or technical certifications for that matter. The companies are investing on their employees nowadays. So you can use that as well. And also on your personal front, whatever you can do, please ensure you keep investing in yourself. And if you can learn German, that would be great. That would definitely boost up your chances of getting some interview calls and subsequently cracking it.
Mm. And on the job application front, so which the platforms were you using, and what was your daily schedule? So were you applying to say 10 jobs a day, or what was your strategy there?
I was spending 1 to 2 hours on a daily basis, and the most the key platforms that I was using was LinkedIn and Zing.
Mm.
Okay, in Zing, I'm not sure, but yeah, mostly the jobs are in German. But yeah, you do find some jobs which are, I mean, the job description is in English, and if they don't explicitly call out German, then yeah, feel free to go ahead and apply for it. Okay, so I had created specific filters. So I was kind of open to two, three positions, two, three kind of roles to which I could apply because I had project management experience, I had product owner experience, scrum master experience. So I was kind of trying in multiple roles in different companies. So whatever clicks, right? So I had created filters, multiple filters in LinkedIn and multiple filters in Zinc. So I used to get daily alerts and
Mhm.
notifications in the apps itself. And I used to then get into the details, see the job description, if it matches my requirement or the kind of work that I've done, and whether I can tell a good story based on my experience. If you can tell them the work that you have done and how you can add value to their company, I think you stand a fairly good chance.
Understood.
So, I mean,
Perfect.
it is a time taking process. You have to go through individual jobs
Of
which are
course.
filtered and then shortlists and then update your cover letter and apply.
Yeah. Just a last question around the same topic. So, how much time do you think a person should devote and or consider, right? So, for example, I am a person who started thinking about moving to Germany. So, from today till what date should I be considering that? Okay, so I have to spend the next 3 months looking for jobs, or I have to spend the next 6 months looking for jobs. So, what do you think is the timeline that a person should have in his mind?
I would not put a timeline because the turnaround time is quite high here. So let's say you apply to a company, there are chances that you will get a response after 1 month or 1.5 months, depending
Mm,
on the time of the year you are applying and the urgency of the role, right?
mm,
So, I mean, you really have to be very lucky and have some real niche skills which are in very high demand, or else I will definitely not put a 3 month timeline. It took me more than 2 years of
mm.
struggle to get to this position. But yeah, again, it depends from, I mean, technical folks are much more higher in demand.
Yeah.
Python, DevOps, those kind of roles are
Mm,
hotcakes.
yeah.
So yeah, if you can ensure that you present yourself well, give a good resume, I think yeah,
Understood.
6 months to 1 year, I think is a decent timeline to look
Mm,
forward to, I would say. But
yeah.
yeah, you have to devote a good amount of time on a daily basis. The more you spend, the better. But yeah, it again depends on your project, your how much time you can spend, right?
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks a lot for sharing that information. I think, yeah, so we are kind of done with the video. And also, I think you have shared a lot of information which would be really helpful for all the viewers who are planning their move to Germany.
Mhm.
So thanks a lot for spending this time, especially on a Sunday, especially on a weekend,
Saturday.
to kind
Yeah.
of share that information and help others who are, willing to move to Germany. I think it will really help a lot of people. So thanks a lot.